of the tragic events of 9/11 and in memory of the 343 firefighters paying the ultimate sacrifice that day and for all of those whose lives were lost at the World Trade Center, at the Pentagon, and at Pennsylvania, we shall never forget.
At this time, we'll recognize a moment of silence.
As we reflect back on this day 18 years ago of the tragic events that took place at the World Trade Center, we want to remember the 343 firefighters that paid the ultimate sacrifice. It is the same that any of us here today would do to save another human being. In addition, we want to also remember the EMS, police, the civilians that lost their life on this tragic day. Therefore, in remembrance of the 343 firefighters, I'm going to read the Fireman's Prayer. When I'm called to duty, God, wherever flames may rage, give me the strength to save some life, whatever be its age. Help me embrace the little child before it is too late. Help me embrace a little child before it is too late, or save an older person from the horror of their fate. Enable me to be alert and hear the weakest shout, and quickly and efficiently to put the fire out. I want to feel my calling and give the best in me to guard my every neighbor and protect their property. And if according to your will I have to lose my life, please bless with your protecting hand my children and my wife.
Amen. We want to welcome everybody here today, construction workers, brothers and sisters, firefighters from our neighboring jurisdictions, civilians. We'll all remember that day 18 years ago and what it means. It's a day that we vowed never to forget. It was a cowardless act of terror on our country, and it's a time that we want to always take a moment to reflect, to remember, and to give prayer to those who lost life and to our country that suffered that day. In front of you is a piece of steel from the World Trade Center tower. It was a gift from our brother firefighters from FDNY, and we display it proudly just to remember that day. One of the things I remember about this is it came from the tower that was completely destroyed, but it's still standing there and it's still strong. And even though it's twisted up and it's gnarled up and it's been through hell, it's still standing strong, just like our country's standing strong, just like the fire service is standing strong. And although 343 firemen lost their life in service to others, and several thousand people lost their life, our country is stronger than it's ever been, and we're stronger and better for that. It changed the way the fire service is and the way we respond, and we learned a lot from that day, and it's a day that we'll never forget. So we will always take this time to pause, to take time out, to reflect and to remember what that day was all about. The time that we sound the tones today is the exact time that the plane hit the second tower. And that was 9:59 is when the second tower was hit, and that's when we did our tones this morning. So with that, I appreciate each of you, and remember, this will always be a special day, a day that we'll remember and never forget.